My name is Kelly. I'm sitting at the head of the long oak table in the boardroom, the silence after the storm still lingering in the air. Just moments ago, I watched as my ex-husband, Ryan, and his cronies were escorted out, stripped of their power and titles. Their shocked and furious faces are still fresh in my mind, but I'm not dwelling on that. Instead, I'm breathing in a newfound silence, a silence that feels like a clean slate. It all started when I met Ryan. I came from a middle-class family. My parents were hard, working, and honest people. My father was a mechanic, always teaching me the value of hard work and integrity. My mother was a schoolteacher, instilling in me a love for learning and a sense of justice. I was driven and had big dreams. I started a tech company, Novatech, from scratch. It was a fledgling idea that kept me up at night, but I was determined to make it a success. When I met Ryan, he seemed like the perfect man. He was charming, ambitious, and intelligent. I was smitten, but I didn't want him to be with me because of my success. So I hid my true identity. I told him I was a struggling freelance graphic designer, living in a small apartment and driving an old car. He never questioned it, and in the beginning, he was kind and supportive. We got married and built a life together. But as time went on, things changed. Ryan started to lose patience with me. He began to see me as a burden rather than a partner. His words became cruel, and he started to belittle me in public. I watched as he climbed the corporate ladder at Novatech, completely unaware that I was the one who signed off on his promotions and bonuses. He and his friends strutted around the office, acting like they owned the place, while I sat quietly, biding my time. The more he humiliated me, the more determined I became. I started to collect evidence of his shady deals. I listened to his late-night phone conversations and took note of his off-hand comments about corrupt transactions. I assembled a private team of investigators, analysts, and cyber security experts. They helped me dig deeper into the company's affairs, and what we found was shocking. There was embezzlement, backdoor deals with competitors, and blatant abuse of power. I wanted to experience firsthand how Ryan and his cronies treated those they considered beneath them. So, I created a new identity, Lily. I applied for an entry-level position at Novatech. The interview was a nightmare. Ryan's allies sat across from me, oozing condescension. They belittled me, never asking about my skills or caring about my answers. It was clear that they had poisoned the company culture from the inside out. For a year, my team and I worked tirelessly to gather evidence. We traced illegal transactions, intercepted emails, and documented every instance of harassment and discrimination. I knew I had to time my strike perfectly. Every time Ryan came home bragging about his success and looking down on me, I smiled and bit my tongue, knowing that his downfall was coming. And then the day of the board meeting arrived. I walked into the lobby as myself, Kelly, the founder and CEO of Novatech. The employees passed by, nodding politely without realizing who I was. In the boardroom, I took my seat at the head of the table. Ryan and his friends walked in, laughing, thinking it was just another routine meeting. When Ryan saw me, his smile faded, and confusion washed over his face. I reintroduced myself and presented the evidence on the big screen behind me. The room went silent as the truth was laid bare. Ryan tried to deny everything, but I cut him off. I told him that I built the company, that I gave him everything, and now I was taking it all back. I signed the termination papers and slid them across the table. After they were escorted out, I wasted no time in rebuilding the company. I audited the leadership and removed those who had enabled Ryan's corruption. I reached out to the employees who had been sidelined, like Mia, a talented software engineer who had been forced out. I invited her back and asked her to lead. Dozens of former employees returned, and we overhauled the company's policies. We implemented zero-tolerance rules for harassment, introduced an anonymous reporting system, and launched mentorship programs. Town hall meetings were held regularly, and training sessions focused on ethics and true leadership. Slowly, the culture of fear and intimidation faded away. 6 months later, I'm standing by my office window, looking at the city lights. The company is thriving. We've signed a major deal with a European firm, And our AI research team, led by Mia, has developed a groundbreaking platform. The employees walk the halls with their heads high, and there's a sense of community and purpose. I've learned that true power is not about crushing others, but about lifting people up. I've reclaimed my company and, more importantly, myself. This is not just about me or Ryan. It's about every woman who's ever been told she's not enough. And we are more than enough.